Hi, this is Lorna from greenwriters.com, a website dedicated to offering guidance and tips for people who are interested in publishing in peer-reviewed journals. You've collected data for your study and got interesting findings to report. Now what? Should you start to work on the conference presentation or a manuscript for publication? Ideally, you want to do both, but which one first? Before I give you my suggestions, I'd like to first show you the pros and cons of each option. The pros of conference presentation first. It requires much less work to develop an abstract for conference than a manuscript for journal. Except for some conferences that require full papers for submission, conferences only calls for abstracts or proposals. The acceptance rate for a conference tends to be much higher than that of a peer-reviewed journal. You disseminate your findings in a timely manner. A conference usually has a quite fixed schedule. After submission, you don't have to wait too long to present the results. You reach the target audience directly. Before they read your study findings elsewhere, they learn about the results directly from you. Their comments and questions may trigger more ideas for your future manuscript. The cons of conference presentation first. It is hard to develop presentation slides without at least a rough, full draft to refer to. If all you have is the abstract and the data output, it can be time-consuming to develop a thoughtful, well-written presentation. You will need extra time to review and summarize literature and figure out the implications of your findings. It is much harder to adapt a presentation to a manuscript than vice versa. There is still a long way to go from abstract plus slides plus presentation notes to a full manuscript. You may find the language you've used in the slides can be put together as an extended outline. You still need to write a whole bunch of new content to develop the paper. After the presentation, you may lose the momentum to expand the abstract to a full paper. Many people never develop their presentations to a journal publication, which represents a higher level of dissemination of research findings. People may simply drop the idea for different reasons. For example, they may feel discouraged by audience responses, such as low attendance, comments on study weaknesses. Sometimes people lose original interest as new projects start. How about a journal manuscript first? Again, we're going to look at the pros and cons. The pros of a journal manuscript first. A clear benefit is you aim at a journal publication from the very beginning. Publications generally carry more weight than conference presentations on our CV and are more likely to be cited by other researchers. It is quite easy to develop an abstract and a presentation if you already have a full manuscript. You may just need to select and tweak some key sentences for slides and use what you've written to prepare presentation notes. You have more confidence during your presentation. When writing a manuscript, you have to do a thorough review of relevant literature and have an in-depth understanding of how your findings may be interpreted. All of these allow you to know your slides better and to give more insightful responses to audience questions. The cons of a journal manuscript first. It takes much longer to finish and submit a manuscript than preparing for a conference submission. There is simply more work involved and more documents need to be prepared. You would not be able to clearly estimate when your manuscript will be published. It involves a long process and multiple steps, including writing, submission, review, revision, production, etc. Watch my YouTube video, The Peer Review Process, and you will get more ideas on what the process is like. Generally speaking, your paper will have a higher chance of being rejected by a journal than by a conference. Some conferences do not accept submissions that are already published. For example, American Public Health Association has a rule that abstracts submitted and accepted for the annual meeting may not be presented at any other meetings or published before the date of their conference. Now you've seen the pros and cons of each option. You can make your own decision based on your needs and preference. Here's my suggestion. Start with a manuscript, but don't wait until it's finished. If there is a good presentation opportunity, submit your abstract. While waiting for the abstract notification, continue working on the manuscript until completion. You will not only have a full manuscript for potential journal submission, but also the material for developing your conference presentation or poster. At the conference, you can get feedback and comments on your study from experts and colleagues. You can further polish the manuscript based on those comments to improve it. After it's finalized, submit the paper to a peer-reviewed journal. Make sure to check whether the conference will publish a proceeding after the meeting. A proceeding is often considered a publication. If so, you are not allowed to submit it to a peer-reviewed journal. This may vary by the field of study. So the general suggestion is aiming for a peer-reviewed publication, but you can start with a conference presentation. The important thing is, after you click the abstract submission button, you should work on the manuscript. Writing a manuscript needs passion and perseverance. If you drop it, it is difficult to regain the energy and enthusiasm. For more information on publishing in peer-reviewed journals, please subscribe my YouTube channel and visit my website at greenwriters.com. Thank you for watching.